Just ahead on CTV News, we're bringing you team coverage post-Winter Storm Fern.
Plow trucks continue to make their way through neighborhoods across Prince George's. I'm Katara Jones in Mitchellville. I'll have that story coming up on CTV News.
And
residents of Prince George's County now have to deal with these huge glaciers around the county. How you guys can get around them more carefully, I'll have that story coming up on CTV News.
plus,
Here in the Hillcrest Heights neighborhood, people have mixed opinions about the county's response to the winter storm. I'm Jonathan Hunter. I have more coming up.
these stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for January 29th. I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. And our top story, as plow trucks continue to make their way through neighborhood roads across the county, some residents are seeing the crews, some are not. CTV's Katara Jones is standing by in a community in Mitchellville where residents have been waiting for crews to come through.
I'm on the 3900 block of Romsey Drive, and just a moment ago, a plow truck finally came back to this part of the neighborhood, which is older, and cleared the remainder of the street. James Elliott lives on the older section of Romsey Drive in Mitchellville. He says crews came last night to plow the street, but focused more on the newer homes, leaving him still snowed in and frustrated.
We're paying the same taxes, the same taxes and everything as they are paying. So why this side get less preference than that side do? It's always, every year that we have something tragic happen, it's always this side that'd be the last one to get something done.
While we were there, crews came back out to Elliott's neighborhood. All of this was in an effort to fulfill County Executive Aisha Brayboy's goal to get neighborhood roads substantially passable by midnight.
My plan next is to go get some food, to get into the house so we can have some more food to be ready for the snow for the weekend.
Mr. Elliott says he's just grateful that a plow truck was able to come back to Romsey Drive and finish his section of his street. Now we take it over to Brandon Williams, who's standing by in Largo. Brandon?
Hey there, Katara. While the plows have been making their way around the county, they've been leaving these huge mountains of ice and snow that have been causing drivers to be a little bit more cautious while they're out on the roads.
The big thing here is to take your time and go below the posted speed limit and just pay extra attention because, this was a heck of a storm.
As roads become more passable, it's important for drivers to keep their eyes peeled for ice mountains that have frozen over. Charlie Gishler of MDOT told me the freezing temperatures are playing a big role.
The only thing about this one here is that the prolonged cold, daytime highs are only in the 20s, nighttime lows are in the single digits. So that's what's really complicated things.
The Department of Public Works and Transportation plows are now using specialized salt to deal with the ice. Gishler believes drivers should practice patience while out on the roads and limit distractions.
We're trying to address all those mounds of snow. We're still clearing in operations throughout a lot of the area, but sight distance has got to be key as well, making sure that you're, pulling out slightly and looking both ways, paying close attention and limiting distractions behind the wheel.
And one final thing to note is to look out for pedestrians.
Because a lot of folks now are walking kind of on the side of the road because some of the sidewalks aren't clear. And to look left, right, and left again and be extra cautious of motor vehicles and drivers. You should be extra cautious of our pedestrians out there as well.
As a reminder to residents, we are still under a cold weather advisory, and if you see any of that ice on the roads, you are encouraged to call roads.maryland.gov. In Largo, Brandon Williams, CTV News.
All right, Katara Jones and Brandon Williams on team coverage for us. Thank you so much. If your neighborhood street still needs plowing, you can call PGC 311. Well, County Executive Aisha Braveboy is pleased with the county's snow removal efforts, saying crews have been working around the clock. CTV's Jonathan Hunter spoke to the people who live in the Hillcrest Heights neighborhood who have mixed opinions on the matter.
People in the Hillcrest Heights neighborhood are continuing to dig themselves out of the snow, and the snow right here is no joke because it's solid ice. Warren Johnson is a disabled veteran who is unable to shovel the heavy snow himself. But thanks to the county's Operation Silver Shovel program, he was able to have his driveway cleared.
They came out, the guys cleared my driveway, we were able to get in and out with no problem. So you're looking at a situation where you had at least about 4 to 5 inches of ice.
The Operation Silver Shovel program is for senior citizens who need help shoveling their area. According to County Executive Aisha Bravefoy, they had 4,000 requests.
Yesterday we had assigned about 500, a little over 500 homes. Today about 600 homes have been assigned, so we're working through that list. So we think we'll be in a good place over the next day or two.
But when we spoke to people in Hillcrest Heights about the county's snow removal efforts overall, their opinions were mixed. Annie Wellington says she was unhappy with the county.
They could have did a lot better because, the snow could have been pushed closer to the curve because you only got one lane and people got to go over in the snow for cars to go by and stuff.
While her next door neighbor, Blaney Jackson, says he had no issues.
Well, they did the street good. Yeah, you kind of do the street good.
Bravefoy told everyone her goal was to ultimately have all county roads passable by midnight. I asked her, did she meet the deadline?
And I've driven from Mitchellville to Fort Washington, and I'm going to be heading up to the Suitland area shortly. But so far, all of the communities that I've been to, the plows have been here, the roads are passable.
And the county executive says their main priority is tackling the county roads. And she says that if you live in an HOA neighborhood, then they would be responsible for cleaning off the snow on your street. In Prince George's County, I'm Jonathan Hunter for CTV News.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Due to the high demand, the county is at full capacity when it comes to Operation Silver Shovel. Between Prince George's and Montgomery County, there are 41 water main breaks and leaks. So WSSC is asking everyone to limit their water use. They are encouraging everyone to take shorter showers and limit how many times they use their dishwashers. Louis Maya from WSSC says when there's a water main break, it may take 4 to 6 hours for them to repair it. They are hoping that if everyone limits their water use, they can avoid a boil water advisory.
Again, just anything that customers can do to conserve that will allow us to maintain pressure across the system, because we are seeing several water main breaks across our system that are using water, creating water demand that's higher than normal. So anything customers can do to help us, we really appreciate it and can totally help our crews catch up and making all those repairs, ensure that system maintains.
And Maya added that if you see a water leak, please report it. Meanwhile, county school kids will remain home for the rest of the week. The Prince George's County Public School System made the decision yesterday. When deciding to open or close, the school district has to consider several factors, including the condition of the roadways and bus lots, and whether a school has power and running water. PGCPS has about 40,000 walkers and 85,000 students that take buses.
In this interim period, we want everyone to remain safe. And certainly, please have patience. We have over 200 schools. We have 12 bus lots. Our system is huge. We're a 500 square mile school system, and it takes time for us to get back up to normal operations. So we just ask for patience and for folks to remain safe.
In the meantime, the school district provided free grab-and-go meals at 6 locations across the county today. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., students could grab 2 breakfast and lunch meals to cover them for today and tomorrow. The locations included Drew Freeman, Greenbelt, and Sonia Sotomayor Middle Schools, along with Fairmont Heights, Laurel, and Surrattsville High Schools. For more details, visit pgcps.org. And to help residents stay warm throughout these frigid temperatures, the county has opened up 6 warming centers throughout the county. They are located at 3 hotels and 3 community centers found in the north, central, and southern parts of the county. They are each staffed from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with overnight shelter availability at select locations. But to request an overnight stay, residents can call the 24/7 shelter hotline at 1-888-731-0999. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, if you still haven't been out to clear your vehicle or driveway, listen up. We have tips on proper snow removal from your car and how not to overdo it when shoveling. We'll be right back.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority, filling up something far more important than any feed. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day, with understanding, empathy, and compassion, leaving hate to become what it truly is, a whisper.
Our America, built on determination and grit. But today, millions of our hardworking neighbors are facing a hunger crisis, many for the very first time.
Even with 2 full-time jobs, it's hard to make ends meet.
We're Feeding America, not just a name, but an action, working with over 200 local food banks to provide food to every neighbor who needs it. Because we're not just giving food, we're fueling resilience. We're Feeding America. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next. We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back. We are now in the aftermath of Winter Storm Fern. So here's a few things to keep in mind while digging your car out of the rock-hard snow. Don't forget to get the snow off the roofs of your vehicle as well. The accumulated snow becomes a safety hazard while driving on the roads and on the interstate, where it can cause accidents and serious injuries. Maryland state lawmakers are considering a bill, the Clear Before You Drive Act, that if passed, would require motorists to entirely clear off their cars before driving or face fines for violations. And some residents across the county are still snowed in, and doctors want you to not overdo it. Some symptoms to watch out for include severe shortness of breath, lightheadedness, or dizziness. Like any strenuous activity, it's important to warm up, stretch, and pace yourself.
Take frequent breaks, even setting a timer. You can set a timer for 10 or 15-minute intervals, because what happens is when you're out, when you're exercising and you get tired, you listen to your body and you're like, okay, I'm going to stop. But when you're shoveling, you just keep looking at all the snow that needs to be shoveled, and you might push yourself harder than you need to. So set a timer, take breaks, do intervals. Also, because this is exercise, make sure to stay hydrated. And then when you are shoveling, you want to push the snow instead of lifting heavy piles. Push the snow out of the way. And again, of course, when you're lifting the snow, make sure you're not lifting too much. And you want to lift with your legs, not with your back. And if it's deep or if it's heavy, ask someone for help. There's no shame, and really we're a community, so we should be able to lean on one another. Ask your neighbor for help, ask someone for help.
And for residents who have pets, you might want to listen to this. With frigid temps continuing into the weekend and the possibility of more snow, the Department of the Environment, the Animal Services Division, says in this winter weather, make sure you keep your animals inside. If you have indoor or outdoor cats and livestock, keep them in as well. We spoke with David Fisher from the Animal Services Division on tips you should keep in mind.
Only keep in mind what your pet's going to need. So the same thing, we went to the stores and we bought up the bread and peanut butter and milk and all of those things, make sure you have enough food for your animal for a week or for 2 weeks. Make sure that you have enough water in your house, all of the things that the animal might need for that duration of time, and that you have a plan in place should you need to go somewhere or you need to go out, who would be able to watch your animal during that time.
As the county continues to resume operations, waste and recycling collection services have started back up today. All Tuesday collections were picked up today. Wednesday collections will be picked up tomorrow, and Thursday collections will be picked up on Saturday. If your curb is not clear of ice and snow, county officials urge residents to place their trash at the nearest cleared curb or at the end of the street. And the city of Bowie announced today that trash pickup will resume on your next regularly scheduled pickup day. And the city of Laurel's emergency management team is actively monitoring regional energy conditions as the latest extreme cold temperatures drive unusually high energy demands. The goal is to support grid stability and community safety as these cold temperatures persist throughout the week. Residents are encouraged to take simple steps such as postponing high hot water activities such as laundry or washing dishes. Also turning off lights and appliances when not in use. And Pepco has launched a new customer-focused education campaign on the state's energy crisis and rising electric bills. The campaign, which is no cost to customers, will help residents better understand why energy bills are rising. Its other primary focuses include how Maryland energy system works, why reliability concerns are increasing, and possible solutions to offer customer relief. Pepco says energy demand is increasing rapidly, while new in-state generation has not kept pace.
Maryland is facing an unprecedented energy crisis. And it's not just Maryland, it is multiple states that are connected to the PJM transmission grid. We want our customers to know that it's not us as the local utility, as the one that they interact with on a daily basis that are causing their prices to go up. This is a supply issue. The electrons that are flowing through our wires are becoming increasingly more expensive, and something needs to happen right away. So we have launched our campaign, Take Back Your Power, that customers can go to and find all the information around what is really driving higher energy costs for our customers and communities.
To learn more about the campaign and access to educational resources on Maryland's energy system, visit pepco.com/energycost. And still to come on CTV News, we are now halfway through the school year. Find out the latest numbers on PGCPS's current graduation rate when we return.
When I first had Jaden, I'd get comments all the time about how happy I must be. I remember thinking there must be something wrong with me because I don't feel all this joy I'm supposed to be feeling. It was hard to admit that, even to my doctor, but she told me it was postpartum depression and that is very treatable. These days, things are feeling right, even if they don't always go that way.
When a child is fighting a critical illness, there's one truth that touches us all. Every child deserves a childhood. A wish is more than one joyful moment. It sparks a ripple of hope that transforms communities far and wide, even yours. When we grant wishes together, we unlock something bigger, an irresistible movement of kindness, strength, and unity, a spark that uplifts us all.
The whole spirit of what Make-A-Wish is and does, that isn't just life-changing for one individual or one family. That is world-changing.
Become a wishmaker today and be part of a journey that truly changes lives.
The final report from the Qualified Data Center Task Force is drawing strong reactions. CTV's Anaya Falcon shares the concerns that were raised at Tuesday's virtual briefing for the County Council.
On Tuesday, the Prince George's County Council held a virtual briefing to discuss the final report from the county's Qualified Data Center Task Force.
So we concluded that the county should benefit from data centers because even if we banned them, we would still bear the burdens of data centers in terms of increased electricity rates without reaping any other benefits.
Community members say that message summed up much of the report, despite strong opposition from residents who say they do not want data centers in their communities. During the meeting, the Zoom chat quickly filled with community concerns. The chat also included a comment from task force member Stacey Hartwell, who raised concerns about the recommendation process. Shortly after, the chat was disabled. The final report included case studies, meeting summaries, and community engagement feedback. But County Council Chair Crystal Oriatha and others say the report fell short, noting it did not include estimates of how much revenue data centers would actually bring to the county.
But I think one of the issues I heard from some of the residents that read the report is that it seemed to lean towards a foregone conclusion, right, of wanting data centers and figuring out the best way to do it versus a analysis fairly from all sides. If you want it, if you don't.
Council members also raised concerns about the long-term impact of data centers.
When Derek Leon Davis and Mel Franklin put in CB1 2021, I went along with that because we're given such a rosy picture of how great data centers are, free money. And in hindsight, not free money, too many problems.
After the briefing, residents were given a chance to speak.
We need to get the cost of living in Prince George's County in place before we think about bringing data centers and any other things that will impact our health and cause higher costs.
Residents will have another opportunity to share before legislation is passed at a future public hearing. In the meantime, County Executive Aisha Braveboy has extended the data center moratorium through April 30th. Reporting for CTV News, I'm Anaya Falcon.
In education news, Prince George's County Executive Aisha Braveboy has announced a national search for the next superintendent of Prince George's County Public Schools. The current interim superintendent, Dr. Sean Joseph, has not yet confirmed if he will apply for the permanent role. The process will focus on candidates with a strong record of improving student outcomes, closing achievement gaps, and strengthening school operations. Braveboy says the search will include community input and national outreach with the goal of selecting a new superintendent by early summer. Meanwhile, Prince George's County Public Schools is reporting continued progress in graduation outcomes. New data from the Maryland State Department of Education shows the district's 2025 graduation rate at 79%, up significantly from 2023. Gains were seen among African American students, economically disadvantaged students, and students with disabilities, aligning with statewide improvement trends. The county's housing market sees a huge boost in sales, jumping 21.8% in December. The county's Association of Realtors reports that more than 600 homes were sold at a 3.1% increase in average sold price. This now brings the total sales volume to nearly $290 million. The association credits the increase in sales to the high homeownership demand throughout the region. And despite its growing success and rising revenue, Amazon announced that it will have its second round of mass layoffs within the last 3 months. This time, the company looks to cut 16,000 jobs and use generative AI to replace corporate workers. According to the senior vice president, this is a part of the company's plan to, quote, reduce layers, increase ownership, and remove bureaucracy. The last round of layoffs was back in October with 14,000 employees. All right, don't move. Simon Buggs is here with our Thursday Sports page. What's going on, Simon?
Hey there, sports fans. Don't move because coming right up, the UMD baseball team signs some local talent to their 2026 class. Find out who the newest Terps are after the break.
The drug scene in Maryland is changing. Fentanyl and xylazine are being added to street drugs, and you may not even know it. Xylazine is not even intended for humans, and fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin. and contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in our state. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of overdose. To learn more, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov or call or text 988.
Okay, everybody, hope y'all are staying warm. It's been a while, but it's finally time for today's sports page. We begin with some news from the Diamond, as the UMD baseball team made headlines recently after signing some talented players for their 2026 class, some of which include players from the Maryland area in shortstop Miguel Leon and outfielder Eli Livingston. Starting with Leon, the right-hander attends John Carroll High School in Bel Air and will look to make a huge impact in College Park. The 17-year-old is rated as the number 3 shortstop as well as the number 8 overall prospect in Maryland. Moving on to Livingston, the outfielder currently attends St. Paul's High School over in Cockeysville. Livingston has a lot of talent, y'all, ranking as the number 1 outfielder and the number 9 overall prospect in the state. I'm looking forward to seeing what these two as well as the rest of the class do on the Diamond next season. Sticking with news out of College Park, the football team has announced their schedule for the 2026 season. The Terps will open up the season against Hampton at home, which is the first all-time meeting between the two teams. Maryland will face off against 7 total teams at SECU Stadium next season, including Virginia Tech, UCLA, Rutgers, and Illinois. Along with Hampton and Virginia Tech, the Terps will go up against another non-conference opponent in UConn on September 12th. For more information on the Terps schedule, visit the website on your screen. And sticking with Terps sports news, the women's basketball team fell to Washington in a double overtime loss, 83-80. Maryland will try to get back in the win column in their matchup against Oregon on Saturday. Meanwhile, as I reported last week, the Baltimore Ravens have hired their next head coach and former Los Angeles Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. Minter replaced former head coach John Harbaugh, who had been at the helm of the team for over a decade. After a down year where the Ravens missed the postseason, fans of the team are eager to see how the purple and black will bounce back next season. And Minter is excited to get to work and take this team back to the top.
The responsibility to the city of Baltimore and the state of Maryland is not lost on me. It's one I look forward to. I look forward to going to work to prove the decision of these men up here right. And to our players, I really can't wait to get to work with you guys. We will build a true team built on toughness, fundamentals, team that plays together, and we will work to be the best team in the National Football League. And we will be at our best when our best is needed. I think that's really important.
Definitely going to be interesting to see how Minter has his team looking in 2026. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for him. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Wizards will be back in action tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. And that is your Thursday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports.
All right, thanks, Simon. Now to what we've all been waiting for, our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, we'll be under a cold weather advisory until 11 a.m. tomorrow. Temperatures are expected to reach 3 degrees. Tomorrow, it'll be 21 degrees and mostly sunny to kick off the weekend, but don't get too comfortable. Saturday, it'll be 20 degrees, but we have a 30 to 40% chance of snow. Sunday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 25 and a low of 15. And for our community calendar, tomorrow, the Mount Rainier Branch Library is hosting Game On. Bring your favorite game or enjoy one from the collection and let your competitive side come through. This event takes place from 4 to 6 p.m. For more information, contact 301-864-8937. All right, that's a wrap for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.